Well, hi, good morning, and thank you so much for joining me in my shop. Today is May 11th, and the sun is shining. We have a whole series of like 3 or 4 days of completely clear sky. So clear at night and beautiful sunshine all day, and the air is still cool. It's quite cool here. It's 7 degrees right now, which is very cool in the morning, and it'll get up to around 15 or 17 or something like that today. Beautiful. What am I doing in the shop here? That's a good question. So I'm at the point now where the radio appears to be working well. It has 1, 2, 3, looks like only 4 wax capacitors remaining in it. One of them's the tone capacitor. So how important are these? Probably not very important at this point. I could change them now, but I think a more fun approach would be to align the radio at this point. I usually find I have to do alignments at least twice. The first time is kind of a write-off to learning how to do it. Every radio is a little bit different, and usually it's the second time when I get it right. And then after I do that, we can assess the performance of the radio and decide whether it's worth going after these last capacitors, which it may well be. And as for defective resistors, these radios can easily have defective resistors in them, and I'm not particularly aggressive at finding those. I don't go through and test each resistor. There's complications with doing that, so I don't bother doing it unless a problem shows up and it leads me to a resistor. So let's flip this guy. Wait a minute. Where's the IF can? Oh yeah, I have to get to the IF cans underneath here. So we can't flip it up. We can't flip it down. How am I going to do this? I have to access a screwdriver here and one coming up from below too to do the IF. Well, maybe I'll have to stand it up on its speaker to do that. Let's give it a go here. Yeah, that's stable. That's good. Okay, so I check first to make sure I'm not squeezing the cone too much on the speaker. So let's see if this is liable to fall. Which way is it liable to go? Go that way, actually. So these are the adjustments, and some of these radios people reach in and they, oh, this is loose, and they tighten it up or do something dumb with it. So occasionally I get a radio that's way out, but not often. Most of the time they're pretty close. So yeah, we can do the IFs without worrying about the front dial. Okay, what happened? I was just gonna everything went dead there for a second. Okay, I'll get everything set up for that. It's not hard to find something that's just a little vague in these instructions. So it says, perform the operations in numerical order as indicated in brackets. Apply oscillator input to antenna terminal for operations 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and to converter grid through 0.1 dummy. I don't know why they use that word. For operation number 1. So operation number 1 is what I want to do. That's the adjusting of these two transformers here to converter grid. So there's 2 grids on the converter tube, and they're not specifying which one here. If we look up here, often grid number 1 carries the well, maybe I'm wrong about this. Sometimes grid 1 carries the antenna signal. Sometimes it's on grid 3. In this case, it's grid 3. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe it's always grid 3. The thing about feeding the signal in is if we feed it in on grid 1, we're liable to knock out the local oscillator, which I don't think is a problem in itself. And if we do it in grid 3, the local oscillator will stay operating, which again, I don't think is really an issue. Let's do grid 3. So grid number 3 on a 6SA7. 3. Wow, it's hard to look at this book. Pin 8. So we'll use pin 8 to feed in the signal, generator signal. 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is 3. Did I just mess that up in my head? It's grid 3, but it's not pin 3. I think I messed that up in my head. 6SA7. It's a good thing I'm not a pilot. That would be it'd be a short career, I'm pretty sure of that. 6SA7. What are you thinking? Grid number 3. 8. Right. Right. Wow. This is your captain speaking. You're wise to get off the plane at this point. I'd like to thank you for joining me for what will be my last flight in this airline. Yeah, things you don't want to hear from your pilot. Okay, we'll feed the signal into this unnecessarily long wire, and let's use this. This to be at 4:55, not way up there. Was it 4:55? Did anybody catch that? Let me just look and see very quickly. I'm looking here for any hint. 460. They want to do it at 460. So there's different theories around 455 and 460 and stuff like that. Has to do with trying to set it up so if an image does come through, the image is offset by 5 kilohertz. That's kind of the idea here. Oh, it's way up, way overloaded there. Calibrating the output now. This is a very low output, so with this set like that, 10 micro volts here, times and times, so 100 microvolts here right now. We can start with maybe that much, and I'll turn on 1000 hertz modulation tone so we can hear it. Now I also have to we have to monitor this. There's a couple ways to monitor the result. One is measure the voltage going to the speaker, but you have to listen to the speaker to do that. And another one is to monitor monitor the AVC voltage, which is a voltage that's developed by rectifying the output of the IF. So if your IF gets stronger, this voltage will get higher, and then that voltage is used to control the gain on the first couple of stages. So I need a clip lead here, and we're going to want to clip this onto an AVC point. I have to look at the schematic and figure one out, but often top of the volume control is effective for this. Now let me just look at a schematic on my own here and make sure I'm looking at the volume control, and the volume control top, it's going through the switch here. So I'm looking to see if there's a capacitor in the way. It does not appear to be any capacitors in the way, so we should be able to get the DC voltage off the top of the volume control. Here's the volume control. That's the output capacitor. This is going up to the switch. So this is the input. The switch is switching on the phono back here, and the band switch too, but also switches the audio here. So we'll put this on here. We would expect a negative voltage, the small one, small negative voltage to develop there. Now just wait till my meter settles down a little bit over here, beyond this one. 15 volts, full scale right now. Okay, start up the radio. Check the volume is low. Switch is on. Set the tone middle. Plug is in. What is this? I don't know. Okay. We, of course, do not have an antenna connected because we wouldn't want that right now. We're going to pump a signal into the early stage in the radio. Okay. Usual clicking and popping. That's not very good. And tuning it a bit. Maybe we're on phono here. No. This would be broadcast, I think. Oh, pushing the wrong thing, touching the wrong thing. Okay, we seem to be cooking. Now we want to watch this meter's response to me touching the antenna. Can you see it's a little tiny response there? Literally from the extra noise going through the radio. It's being rectified and showing up here. I think we're good to go. So now we're going to want to feed in the 460 signal. So put this on the chassis. You might see something right away here. Need a little volume. Okay, so it's going to pull this down. Change the plan. Change the plan here. I'm a good antenna. There we go. So, 5 volt scale, 5 volts. Lots of volume here. Lots of nice volume. That's nothing. Oh yeah. Radio's producing lots of volume. Now we're putting in a signal, kind of unknown level, if you like. I don't really know what the radio's looking for. Less is better. So we're going to knock this back a bit. I hear a little bit of hiss now. We're probably in a good level for doing this. Okay, go back over. Now, get a tool here. Okay. Start on the top because it's a little easy to get at, and let's just start with the second one really is. But you know, these radios are usually very closely tuned anyway, so okay, watch the meter here. Down, so it was perfect. 460 still. Okay, we'll do the bottom. Okay. Watching the meter. It went up the tiniest amount. So again, well tuned. Oh, I just did the bottom of this one, didn't I? Did the bottom of the wrong one. Bottom of the wrong one. Doesn't matter. Okay, now we'll do this. Down, down. So it's right on. Top of the first. I was really hoping for some kind of great improvement here, but it's not coming. The radio does seem to be quite sensitive. And the bottom one gain. No, this radio is tuned just fine. Probably true of the rest of it, too. Okay, no big gain there. Off. Well, from here things get more difficult. I don't have to access underneath the radio anymore. But I do need to keep monitoring the AVC. Not with it operating. Turn it off. There we go. Okay, also from here, I've got to figure out this dial situation here. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, so what I've done is I put the radio back in the chassis. I'm taking it, put the radio back in the cabinet. I'm taking it out now, and I've marked on here where the different key settings are that the alignment process requires. Okay, let's see how I did, and it didn't work out quite the way I wanted it to. Of course, you can see some green marks up here. I think one of them I did an error. So over here we will go 600 like that. And I believe this one is 1500. Oh, I can't check it. 1500, and then there's 11.8, which I think is there. And then 8.5 is here. I think that's all the. You just have to double check them as I go. And now I'm gonna. There's some lubrication in here that just looks like it could use a little refreshing. So I'm gonna put a little WD-40 in here, and just so that'll kind of loosen up the existing stuff a little bit. The tuning is just fine on this. Okay, so first step, I'm reading the instructions here. Operation number 1, I did that. Operation number 2, broadcast oscillator trimmer at 1500. There's another operation 2, broadcast RF trimmer at 1500. Is there any other operation 2s in here? No. So we should go to broadcast band, and we're going to adjust this guy and the screw way down there. The first one would be the oscillator, and we'll want to do that at 600. I don't like the way they laid this out at all. The engineer, this is creative engineering, didn't do it the way I would do it. So that should be 600 there. Okay, need to set some more stuff up and drink some coffee first. Okay, so the objective here is, I think the first thing we do is we adjust the local oscillator for the broadcast band, I believe. Would be the first step. I'm looking at the instructions here. This is operation 2. Operation 2. It says follow the order of operation. If both these steps are considered part of operation 2, it doesn't tell you which one to do first, but I think quite obviously you have to do the oscillator first. The oscillator trimmer is the screw that's down in the chassis there. Okay, let's start up the radio. I'm not going to get anywhere with it not operating. And we're going to run it with about 110 volts. The signal input should be set to 600 kilohertz here. The radio always makes a little bit of a crackly sound when it's warming up. 600. So I'm going to go up here. 600. Okay, and we'll dial in 600. That could be where it is right now. It is on 600. we're not hearing anything because I don't have it turned up. Oh, how do you like that? So again, it looks like this radio's been nicely or properly tuned up. Let me get a tool here. Nope. Okay, we'll see if we can do it with this. What to do? Okay, first of all, how close is it? It's right on the money. Okay. Yeah, really, I can't imagine I can adjust this any appreciable amount. Okay, so I gotta watch the meter over here. Screw is stuck. Yeah, I mean this is crazy. This is really close anyway. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Thought I heard a voice come out of there. And then we're also adjusting, double checking to make sure I don't make a mistake. Broadcast trimmer, antenna trimmer up here. Okay, watching the meter again. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, we got some goodness here. Uh-oh, it's opening up right up. Okay, that's not so good. So think hard about this. No peak. I prefer there to be a peak here. It could just be that I would have to bend the plates on the capacitor itself to reduce its capacitance and bring the trimmer into range. I don't want to do that. So, and there's a peak actually, way up here. Good, that's good. Okay, good. Now we go to the other. I made a mistake there. Should have done that at 1500. Wait a minute, broadcast oscillator is also supposed to be at 1500. I have to read all these things. There's a whole bunch more. Broadcast something F coil 600. That's this thing here. Oh! There's a lot more to do here on this band. Operation. Oh, this is confusing. I got to show you this. So we're right in the middle of it. Suddenly it says Operation 5. Repeat operation number 3. How are they supposed to, like it says, perform operations in numerical order as indicated in brackets. Jim, brackets. Numerical order as indicated in brackets. I never spotted that. What brackets? I don't see any. I don't see any brackets around any of this. Is there some other? It can't be up here. They wouldn't put it up here. I can't imagine there's anything up there. Okay. So what I did was I left the radio at tuned to 600, and I adjusted this. So it's better to adjust it at 1500. On the other hand, the radio will tend to be tuned in the low end of the broadcast band mostly. But we'll go up to 1500 and we'll do this. Oh, here's another broadcast. This is at 600, but this is operation 3. And then over here it says repeat number 3. It doesn't say repeat operation 3. Operation 3. So 3 and 3, 2 and 2. And right in the middle it just says Operation 5. Whoa. What's that about? Is Operation 5 is to repeat number 3? Oh my gosh. I shouldn't have looked at this at all, so I just winged the whole thing. Okay, so let's so what are we doing at 600? 600 here. But that's Operation 3, not 2. Okay, so I just did this in the wrong spot. I do these two things again at 1500, this guy at, afterwards, and then this guy. These two at 600, these two at 1500. Okay. I'm okay. 1500. Which one of these is 1500? 1500 is this one, right here. Okay, let's see if it is 1500 or not. A little bit of volume, please. 1543. Okay, assuming I made the okay, and the alignment action here is oscillator trimmer first. Change this just a wee bit here. Okay. Bring this down. You can still hear it. Figure out which way to turn this. That way. Go a little past. That's about as far as I'm going to get with this screw. Very good. And at 1500, we're also doing the broadcast. Mumble. Make sure we got this maxed out here. Okay, then we're doing this one. Yes. Oh. Wow, was I ever messing it up before? Okay, now what's next? Now we do Operation 3. Operation 3 is this guy up here and this guy here. It's done at 600, and it's broadcast MF coil. This is the MF coil. I don't know what that is. And the other one says antenna coil. So we'll assume this is the oscillator here. I see the other oscillator adjustments are here. So this will be an oscillator. So we'll go down to 600. Going down to 600. Okay, we have 600. Take this down here. 600 oscillator, I believe, is this one here. I don't know about that. This is not in the right place to be an oscillator. Wow, this seems like it though. What does it say again? This says BC antenna coil, and the other one says BC MF coil. Well, maybe none of these are oscillators at this point. Maybe. That sure seems like an oscillator though. Let's max it out. Okay, watching the meter. This guy. Big differences. Holy smokes. Maybe we know why this didn't receive anything before. Okay. Well, that was good. Well, we're having such a good time. Let's keep going. That's Operation 3. We do Operation 4 next. Where? Here's Operation 4. Operation 4. Repeat number 2. You gotta be kidding me. That's what it says. Repeat number 2. Do you mean Operation number 2? So what they're saying is that after you've... I see what they're saying. After you've done the low end, go back and do the high end again. This is actually standard stuff. They've just made it very difficult to follow this. Repeat number 2. Okay. We'll repeat number 2. So we go back to 1500. Because when you're adjusting each end, even though the adjustment is strongest at the end you're working at, it's still fooling around with the other end of the band a little bit. So that's why they want you to go back and forth. Sounds like it's gotten quite a bit weaker. Okay. Now, just how close am I here? Look at this. It means hardly any movement involved here. So I think I would just max the meter. And then I would adjust only the non-oscillator trimmer. The trimmer adjustment is here. Oh, yeah, 1500. Am I doing this right? Anybody know what I'm doing? What am I trying to do here? Well, I made a big mistake. I made a whopper of a mistake here, I think. Did I? The mistake was not drinking more coffee before starting. What happens if you turn this screw? We get a tiny bit more out of it. We're probably done on this band, really. There's still capacitors underneath to fiddle with too, perhaps. Let's carry on, because so I would return it to repeat number 3. Okay, so I see. Operation 4 is to repeat Operation 2, and Operation 5 is to repeat Operation 3. What a crazy way of doing this, of writing it down. Okay, well, we'll do that. So we'll go to 600. 600. 600. That's pretty close now. Close enough, I think. I think we're okay at this point. Antenna coil. Antenna coil. Let me max this. Okay, now the antenna coil, just the antenna coil. That is this one. That's there. Okay, tuned up. And now we go to the shortwave bands. So first I go to my cup of coffee. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, let's read the next instructions here. I'll just turn this down a little bit. So we've done, see, it says Operation 4, repeat Operation 2. And up here it says Operation number 5, repeat Operation number 3. But that is just so unclear. But now we're up to Operation 6. So here's Operation 6. 49 meter oscillator coil, 5.7 something per second. Okay, don't be fooled now. Is there another operation 6 hidden away somewhere? Here's 7. Oscillator trimmer. Where's 8? Here's 8. 31 meter oscillator coil, 49 meter oscillator trimmer. So 49, 49, 31, and 31. Antenna trimmers down here. Oscillators up here. So yeah, so this turned out to be an oscillator. This says broadcast antenna coil. Okay, never mind. I won't worry too much about it. So what was I on now? I'm on operation 6. This guy here in the middle. Okay, that guy in the middle. And who's doing it at... didn't they list the frequency here? 49 meter. 49 meter. Where did I get the frequency for 49 meters? I just looked at all the different frequencies that, well, here we are, 8.25, here it is. 8.25 for the 49 meter band. So 8 points, I didn't write it up here, but 8.25 is where we do this. Okay, looking now at the back of the thing and trying to remember which one was the 8. The 8 is the farthest one. It's this one here, set like that. It's almost off the face of the glass, in fact. So that'd be 49 meter band, so we snap the band switch 1 click. And that's it. So we should be tuned now to 8.5 megahertz. Are we really? Just turn this up 1 notch. Oh, we gotta calibrate this. Low. Okay, 1000 hertz tone. Hello. Anybody? Volume up, Jim? Yeah, I turned the volume down. Try it again. Wow, that is close for just a radio right on my bench. Just to give you an idea how far, I'm going to put this to 8. Give me an idea. How far does a pointer have to move to get there? Okay, so looking at the back of the, looking at the back of the radio here, and tuning that thing in. So there's a little bit of a gap there, just a tiny gap. Put it like this, and get the instructions up over here, and oscillator coil in the middle. Okay, so we'll turn this middle oscillator coil. Wow. You can't see what the meter's doing. I snapped the thing up by a factor of 10, the output. Yeah. Let's go back down. Get the correct one. Wow. Let's take this down even lower. Can't go any lower. There we are. I don't know what all the rumbling is that's coming with it, but instead of just a nice pure tone. Maybe there's some junk there, but like being some noise signal or something like that. Next thing. Next thing is that's operation number 6. Now, 49 meter band, oscillator trimmer. I don't get it. How does this happen? 49 meter band oscillator coil. 5.7. I did it. Okay, I'm reading this all wrong. So we should have done what we just did at 5.7. But we're going to leave things where they are, and we're going to do this other one, 8.25. I missed the 5.7, so I don't know where 5.7 is on here. So we do the 8.251. I know where would I ever mess this up? I messed this up. We should really return this to where it was. roughly, and then do the other one. I have messed this up because unfortunately it's already a well-tuned radio, and there's a chance everything I do just reduces it. So I can do the right thing now. This one here. Okay, can we? Very, very low signal level. There it is. So I got 8.5 correct now, but I don't know what happened at the other end. 5.7, and it's back in here. You know, it's almost accessible from. I can almost do it with it back in the cabinet. Phooey. I missed that one. Okay, well, we'll have to just go on to the next. Like I said, the first time through is almost always written off to some kind of thing like this. So we'll go to the next band and carry on. Next band would be this one. And we want to dial. Okay, let me read the instructions here quickly. We're at operation 8 now. 8 and 9. So 8. Oscillator coil 9.5. I don't think I marked it properly. Shoot. Listen to me now, all you tube radio engineers. When you write your information on alignment, put it in a chart, put it in a table. Don't write it the way that guy did, because it's just prone to making mistakes. So I'm looking in the cabinet here, looking at it totally wrong. Let's just kind of drop it here. So if I wanted this to be tuned to, for this operation, if I'm going to do this, I can find out where operation 6, 5.7 megacycles is also. I gotta mark it. I gotta stop. I gotta stop here. So I think I'm gonna have to stop at this point for today. Tomorrow I can mark some more frequencies on the back here and finish off the alignment properly. Like I said, I've just accepted that first time through on alignment, it's a write-off almost every time. But we did get the broadcast band tuned up. So why don't we do a little listening? I've hooked this up to my outdoor antenna, and we'll see what we hear on the broadcast band. Here we are. We're at the high end here. There's not much up here. Should be getting close to one now. Just watch the meter fly here. Anytime now. So this is 860, a French station. In most radios this comes in quite clear. Not very clear. Since I plan to realign the radio, I can fiddle with it anyway. So what would we fiddle with? We would fiddle with let's check out the instructions back up here. We want to fiddle with the broadcast RF trimmer. Nope, that's maxed. And we'd want to play around with the BC antenna coil at the low frequency, which would be this. That just sounds like an oscillator to me. And the other one would be this one. This is like an antenna adjustment here. I think they got them labeled wrong on the instructions. That's all there is there.
Baseball. Hear all the action across the Sportsnet radio network, streaming on the Sportsnet app. Vacation? Spending money in another currency? From dollars to pounds to pesos. If you're still using major bank, getting ripped off.
Oh! The switch might be crappy.
You spend money in another currency.
That seemed to boost it up quite a bit.
Wise app today. Wise. The app for
No. So it's picking up piles and piles of noise and few stations. That's really, really poor performance, I think, in my estimate right now. I think we'd be doing a lot better than that. So a good radio hooked up like this with this antenna is going to pick up during the day a really good radio working really well. 10 different stations across the dial. It'll pick up 5 or 6 of them, and it'll be enough to quiet the radio down. You know, the ADC will drive down the noise. This guy's nowhere near it. So we still have bad capacitors in there and other stuff, but I think I'm fairly happy for the mess I made today with the alignment, because I think I'm now well prepared to do it correctly next time around. Okay, well, thanks a lot for watching. I'm off to enjoy the sunshine, and happily all the branches in my yard have been chopped up now and stacked, and my backyard is clear. It's almost time for the lawnmower, in fact. Oh boy. So thanks a lot for watching today, and see you tomorrow.